A long time ago, during what was known as the Second World War, a young boy was sick in bed with measles. His name was Christopher. His father, Wilbert, decided to write him 3 stories based around 3 railway steam engines. Their names were Edward, Gordon, and Henry. And a few days after the Second World War had ended, Wilbert published his book, The 3 Railway Engines, and from there, history was made. So today marks the 80th anniversary of the Railway series. And how am I spending it? At work. Yeah, sorry about that. But luckily, I've had this planned in advance. So how am I spending it in video form? Showing off my entire diecast collection. Going all the way from the Railway Legacy props, as I am calling them, to the main collection of Ertls, all the way up to Push-Along. So with that, let's begin. Now that you've seen the entirety of the stuff that I'm going to be using for my Railway Legacy series, it is time to move on to the main collection, as in the main diecast collection. Yeah, we're not focusing on like the main stuff anymore, the main stuff that's going to be used. We're focusing on Ertel, Takealong, Take and Play. Let's fucking do this. Starting off the Ertel section, we have Gordon. And now, onto the rest of our models. Henry, Thomas, James, who's missing his funnel, Terrence, Paperface Percy, the newer Percy, Toby, Scarloey, Rheneas, Sir Handel, you coupling Sir Handel, as you can see, Peter Sam, Duck, Harold without his propellers, City of Truro, Diesel, Rusty, Duncan, Donald, Daisy, Stepney, Class 40, Bill with U coupling, Ben, Boko, Flying Scotsman, D199, D7101 or Bear, Oliver, Bulgy, Duke, Mavis, Wilbert, Smudger, Ari, Derek, Salty, and Harvey. And as for the Tomicas, we have Henry, Thomas, Two Troublesome Trucks, and Douglas. So it's currently late at night when I was supposed to be uploading the video, but because of the fact that I had something missing, that being the Takealong section of this collection, I'm gonna have to record it without microphone because right now I really do not give a shit. Anyway, when I say V1, I refer to the metal smoke boxes, and when I say V2, I refer to plastic smoke boxes, okay? So here's Edward V1, Gordon V1, Gordon V2, Henry V1, Henry V2, Thomas V1, Motorized Thomas, Paint Splattered Thomas V1, Thomas V2, Snowplow Thomas V2, Celebration Thomas V2, James V1 with grey wheels, James V1 with black wheels, Lights and Sounds James, Terrence, Bertie, Percy V1, Percy V2, Lights and Sounds Percy, Toby, Scarloey, Peter Sam, Duck, Harold, Diesel, Duncan, Donald, Douglas, Stepney, Bill, Ben, Mike, Butch, Ari, Diesel 10, V1, Diesel 10 V2, Diesel 10 V2 with alternate expression, Lady, Salty, Factory Error Salty. Hold on a second, Jesus. There we go. There's the factory error for you. Harvey, Elizabeth, Max, Ned with Magnet, Monty, Emily V1, Emily V2, Fergus, Arthur V1, Arthur V2, V1 Murdoch, Spencer, Mighty Mac, Dennis, Freddie, Rocky, Rosie, Whiff, Stanley, and Madge. That's gonna do it for the Takealongs. For the Take and Plays, I am going to go V1, V2, and V3. And what do I mean by this? If they are V1, then they have the old style wheels and the smart magnets. If they are V2, then they have the smart magnets and the new wheels. If they are V3, they have the dumb magnets and the new wheels. So let's start. V1 Edward, V3 Gordon, V1 Henry, not V1, V2 Henry, V2 Henry V2, that's so fucking stupid, V1 Thomas, Talking Thomas, Pull and Zoom Thomas, V2 Thomas, and V2 Thomas with Console Crest, V3 Thomas, Streamline Thomas, and these two Thomases are V3 turned into V2s. They are Racing and Jungle Thomas. James V1, Talking, James V2, James V3, and Busy as a Bee James. V1 Percy, V2 Percy, V3 Percy, Talking Percy. V1 Toby, Talking Toby, V2 Toby. V3 Sir Handel, V2 Duck, Harold V1, Harold V2, Celebration Harold, Dinosaur Harold. Big City Engine, V2 Model, Duncan V3 Model, Diesel V1, Bill V1, Ben V1, Bill V3, Salty V1, Salty V3, Harvey V2, Harvey V3, Max V3, Emily V1, Talking Emily, Emily V2, Emily V3. Murdoch is a V1 model, Rosie V1, Rosie V3, Stanley V2, and Stanley V3. Victor V3, Kevin V1, V1 Talking Charlie, V3 Charlie, V1 Captain, V1 Dart, V1 Den, V1 Paxton, V1 Luke, V3 Luke, V3 Porter, Timothy, Gator, Philip, and Ryan. Moving on to the adventures and collectible railway models. Here we have CR Edward, Adventures Henry, Thomas, Science Thomas, whatever you want to call it, CR James, CR Percy, Talking Percy, Adventures Percy, Toby, Henrietta, Trevor, Diesel, Diesel 10, Salty, Harvey, Spencer, Rosie, Victor, Kevin, Charlie, Bash, Dash, Ferdinand, Scruff, Bell, CR Luke, Adventures Luke, Merlin, Young Bao, and Nia. Moving on to the final sector of the main collection, we have push-alongs, and I'm gonna go V1, V2 on this. So here we have Edward V1 and V2, Gordon V1, V2, and V2 with different expression. Henry V1, Henry V2, V1 Thomas, Thomas with Flames, Celebration Thomas, and Dinosaur Thomas. Thomas V2 with different expression, another, Mystery of Lookout Mountain Thomas, Boards Thomas, Confident Thomas, Color Changer Thomas, Dragon Quest Thomas, I think, another Confident Thomas, Construction Thomas, and Muddy Thomas. Here we have James V1, and quite literally V1 because he has his black livery. We also have the proper V1 James. We have James V2, and two with different expressions. Percy V1, with Celebration. This is actually the Percy V1 over here. Sorry about that. This is Panda Percy, Celebration Percy, and Muddy Percy. Now we move on to Percy V2, who has one with different expression, Mystery of Lookout Mountain, Old Mine, Color Changer, Board, Construction, and Muddy variants. Here we have V2 Toby, Duck, Diesel V1, and a dinosaur variant, Diesel V2, with different expression, Mystery of Lookout Mountain, and construction variants. Salty V1, Salty V2, Jack V1, and it's going to remain that way, Emily V1, Emily V2, Rosie with V2, Hero, Victor with African livery, Bash, Belle, Winston, Luke, Dinosaur Luke, V1 Young Bao with decoration, so Celebration Young Bao and Dinosaur Young Bao. We also have a V2 Young Bao. Dinosaur Rajiv, V1 Ashima, Celebration Ashima, Ashima V2, Nia V1, along with Celebration Nia and Dinosaur Nia. Here we have Nia V2 with different expression, Mystery of Lookout Mountain, and Muddy variant. Here is Celebration Noor Jahan. Here is Dinosaur Rebecca and Sunny. Oh, let's also put in a bonus Bruno for good measure. And now let's move on to a few collector's items. So before we continue this video, I forgot that I had this V1 Snowplow Thomas here alongside this Pride Thomas and Pride Toby, which is technically the only V1 Toby I have. Something else that I missed was my Adventures Oliver, which I have given the Takealong face. Oh well, that's life. Let's also cap off some of the other push-alongs that I have here, those being Construction Carly, Carly Mystery of Lookout Mountain, Carly with a different expression, and Muddy Carly alongside Color Changer Bruno, Mystery of Lookout Mountain Kana, Color Changer Sandy, and Mystery of Lookout Mountain Sandy. Here are my collectibles. It will be a bit hard to see with the reflective background. So I have metallic, gold, and diamond Thomas. There's also a Henry in there, metallic Henry, metallic Duck, metallic Neville, and metallic Lady and Edward. I'm not done yet though, because I have a gold Thomas mint in box alongside a custom you're not gonna have to see, that you're gonna have to wait on. And finally, the big flexer here, fucking this thing. Yeah, the collectible silver Thomas, still in box with the card and everything, and even the wooden railway logo here, just to insinuate that. Oh, and also I've got this, and just to alert some people out there who keep complaining about the new stuff, some of the packaging outside of your countries actually does have more promotion at the back for other variants of characters you can get. So please do me a favor and stop fucking complaining! Now it's time to wrap this video up. The last things I have here are Edward, Gordon, Thomas, Mystery of Lookout Mountain Thomas, James, Percy, Diesel, Emily, and Nia, all classic-fied. You know, because of the fact that these are the classification models. And with that, I will bid you all farewell and remind you all that nostalgia never dies. It's a shame that I've had to stay up late working on this video, but hey, not much I can do. Gotta do what I gotta do.